In this video, we're going to discover why online presence is important, especially for you. If you're able to watch this video, you really need to think about your online presence. What I'm going to do with this channel and what are the benefits that you get if you follow this channel and watch these videos. What is going to be the format and the community and the back end of this channel that we can both interact with each other. It is really important to notice the speed of advancement in AI. This, maybe not today, maybe 6 months from now, or maybe 1 year from now, it's going to change everybody's job. Yours, mine, also the people who design this AI. So if AI is going to happen, or at least with this progress, we are going to see new jobs and new roles because there are many things that AI will do instead of us. Our current skills and knowledge is going to be outsourced to some sort of AI. So there is a need for us to reinvent ourselves. What are the components? You need to reinvent and find your new skills and values. What are the problems that you can solve? Because soon the generic work is going to be done by AI, and there's no way around it. For me, it's like architecture. The planning part is going to be outsourced to AI. In many fields, the knowledge part is going to be outsourced and done by AI. In the creativity part, we still have a lot to offer, and that's where we can maneuver. You need to become a specialty problem solver because generic problems are solved by AI. In this day and age, you have to find a way to cultivate your own specialty based on your knowledge, based on your experience, or based on passion and many other factors. You need to cultivate this specialty to solve a unique problem. What is the unique problem that you can and you want to solve? Because if we think you are composed of these layers, each layer is like maybe a few couple of years. If we look at it differently, take a viewpoint of a holistic viewpoint of who you are and disregard the passage of time that started from here and created this onion layer to become you. What if we chunk aside what are the challenges that you have already overcame? What are the skills that you cultivated throughout your life? Those will be the raw ingredients to craft your new specialty skill. For me, for example, is my background in architecture, my background in meditation, psychology, and many more. How can I put these together so I can create my unique specialty skill? Because it is an amalgamation of variety of things that you put together, you really need to create of a context of who you are, who are your values, what are your unique qualities. That context, creating that context could be really hard or easy. The hard way would be if you just rely on your resume, that little sheet of paper or 2 or 3 that you say, this is my experience, this is my previous education, I worked this, I learned that, this is my skill. Now, the new skill that you are going to put together is new for you and for everybody. So you need to create that context. And a few sheets of resume in printed or PDF is not going to cut it anymore. The reason is that you want to explain in depth and create a contextual awareness around of who you really are. And that would not be fitting in a sheet of paper. And once you create and cultivate and talk about these ideas in public space, our new digital public space, because people spend on average 6 or 7 hours on screens. between their jobs, between their social media, between entertainment and YouTube, Netflix, everything. Partially, our presence in public space is happening through our social screens. So by putting out your worldview of your skills and your story out there, you create your own tribe of like-minded people. This set of ideas that you put out there, your philosophy, your way of approach, your social skills, your skills with the tools, your skills with the software, creates that multifaceted persona rather than the one or two lines in your resume or your online LinkedIn profile, for example. Since this is something that I encourage many of my friends, sometimes clients, and other professionals in architecture and interior designers to do, to say like, hey, go on public, create content, say your viewpoints, show people what are your tastes, because that way a client, when they see you, they already know what you value and what you can bring on table. And people say like, oh, this is hard, there's a fear of embarrassment, public speaking, this and that, online is not my thing. What I'm going to do is to make these documented videos of a series of stories of how one person did it, so you can learn and have access to the behind the scene, just like this, as I'm putting these thoughts together. By watching these videos, you can see a one specific example of this character who has a background in architecture, is interested in AI, has a background in meditation. Now he's taking a journey of entrepreneurship to carve out a new specialty that he offers as a offering of service in order to earn a little bit of money. And to do all of this, he needs to be more productive, he needs to be creative. And along the way, throughout this video series, I'm going to show you my tips and tricks to be productive, how an ADHD person could actually focus and produce a lot of work continuously, which is a big problem for ADHD person. You can learn like, oh, if the ADHD guy can do it, probably it's going to work for me even better. So maybe part of it is just like, hey, go online, make content, because it doesn't really matter if you're an architect or if you're a meditation instructor. We all feel the same way when we want to go in front of the camera. So it doesn't really mean that much. Oh, this guy going in front of camera, his background is architecture, so it's not relatable. It's very relatable. We're feeling the same fears. How I did it, for instance, in this video is like lower the quality of production as much as you can. Instead of editing these fonts to create easy to appear smoothly on the screen, I can do this and I can cross things out and stuff like that. So this is my approach to creating new videos, because I believe it is really important for everybody to put themselves out there in the public space. And it is similar to what would you normally discuss on the streets with your loud voice, with your confident voice, because there are many things that we do not want to share on social media, in digital public space. You don't have to. It's completely optional. So I would share my things about my ideas about design, my ideas about productivity, certain philosophies that are very useful in day-to-day life. So this is the character for you guys in the story. So you don't have to be exactly the same character in order to benefit from the story and how certain problems are overcame, some avoided. How can we navigate through this? So this was a quick intro, again, just to make it feasible in the consistency that I have in mind, to be actually an engaging behind the scene to create the community. Because as this goes on, it would be These sessions would be live and you can participate and we can have a two-way communication. But it's just a simple thing, like you don't need to overthinking. A lot of people, including me, we get overwhelmed from because we have a great idea, like, oh, if I want to create a YouTube video, it could be this and that. Oh, almost Grammy and almost Oscar winning production. You can hold that vision in your mind and you put it here, and this aiming for this, going to this direction to achieve this, could be your motivation, could be your inspiration. Whereas this is your highest value and highest point of creativity. But there is a gap. You're starting here. And in order to get there, you need this vision to be motivated towards it. But don't let that perfect idealistic image stops you. Because if I wanted to make this current video, I could have spent hours and hours to prepare, to edit, write down a real good script that is engaging. I'm gonna hook you with this visuals and that, so increase the retention rates, etc., etc. But this is for for a person like you who's okay with the long format, is okay with having multiple threads of discussion within one video. And it would be interesting to see how this thing comes to reality, specifically when it becomes interactive. And we have, in my head, there's a community, online community, asynchronistic interaction. Currently, I'm thinking to establish a school community, SKOOL, but these sessions could be interactive. We'll be posting Zoom links for whoever wants to come and participate directly in creating. And for those, I think those we call strategy days, those are going to take place during Mondays, because nobody has plans at the Monday evening after work. Anyways, what you could, so this channel would be, maybe by watching this, you learn a few things. If you want to do something similar, if you're an architect and designer who wants to create and start their own startup, you can learn. This is the documentation of how I did it. You can learn from my mistakes. You can learn from the tricks that I do mindset wise, inner games, technical difficulties on the physical world, how I'm going to actually start this and create a momentum and ride the inertia that it creates. So if you want to do a similar, or for us to be friends, because this is at the end, what I have in mind is like a tribe of like-minded people. After a while, if you understand what is my word value and you see an alignment with yours, we can do some collaborations and some work together, because the world is going towards gig economic, and not that is going to be fully replacing the normal economy that we have, but it's more going to be shorter and less centralized approaches of services and collaboration, without those big permanent contracts that you have with the employee, between the employee and employer. I think especially for creatives and people who want to something different, now it's a good time to actualize that kind of different thing, and you can collaborate with others through the power of internet and everything, connectivity. Anyways, that the gig economy might be something for another video, but this was just like a short start that from now on I'm more dedicated. So this also keeps me like accountable to do this series of videos. And because what I used to suck when it comes to creating content, it was that my thinking starts in the middle, But logically, you might think like, oh, if I want to talk about my journey, maybe I should start at the beginning. Maybe I should do intro, the beginning, da 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 da. But this is jumping in the middle, and from the middle, we're going to create the ends and the beginning. So after a little while, the whole thing is going to make sense. If you stayed until here, comment I'm one of those in in the bottom below. Otherwise, keep an eye on this channel, so you keep me accountable to do something, and along the way of doing that something, I share the lessons learned, so you can move towards certain things that you see that you like, and move away from certain things that you see and you don't like. Anyways, this is Ali, and this is out. First video out. First drafty video out. Until next time, ciao.